And I'm back to the art journals. Yesterday I was using this dip pen. Wait, is my microphone on? Yes. Yesterday I was using this dip pen, and I wanted to show you how it dried. So this is the one with the little, where it started to blob. And I was letting it. And then I also used that this tool. This is an old art tool that I used to use when I was in graphic design. So I was playing with it, and we used to use it, measure the line width on a ruler and then use it to draw perfectly even lines, which was actually kind of hard to do and get the ink consistency. And you had to have like really super smooth paper. Anyway, so this was that spread. And then I had this one. This is interesting because this was I believe, fluorescent orange. And then on the inside I did the yellow. Or it could have been that, did I move to this color? I'll have to look back at the video. But it's interesting how it turned brown. It makes sense because it's on the teal. And it's interesting how this fluorescent, which I believe was this color, stayed. That pop right there. That's amazing. All right. So I had that one. And then there was this one, which I do love. I have a lot of blobs here, but I kind of like it. So, and the line quality is really uneven, which I love. And I love the way that this face turned out. And I also like the way that the ink is kind of translucent, where you can still see the dot pattern underneath it. So I thought today I would continue on with this this ink and this pen. But I think what I want to do is practice writing my typography. And the reason why I call it typography, because sometimes, I'm going to see if I can find a page in here, but I might not, because I don't do a lot of writing in here. A lot of times it's really fun to play with fonts when you do have to write things down. So sometimes I'll do that. Like here you can see I had a little whoop-de-doos. And that could be a product of having been a graphic designer and working with type a lot. Like here I worked with it, I played with it. But it's a really, really easy way to like add something to your art journal pages, especially when I do dates. I like try to change it up. So yeah, I was gonna maybe write out some things and just some phrases or some words, and use this dip pen to play with it. And I'm hoping it's not going to be too frustrating, because I know with the big blobs, when you're trying to do typography, it can be a thing. Oh, look, did I do this with the dip pen here? I think this was when I was doing the dip pen. Not this one, but this one. But this, I think, I did with the stopper. I don't recall. It was done a couple of days ago. So maybe I'll start with this page, because it does have a lot of space where I can write some stuff. So let's play with that. Ooh, right over that. Do you see now this that I this was where I was showing you guys a chalk pastel that I had. So hey Angie, good morning. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is let's do it in this navy and stick with, because that's what I used here, is this navy, and I believe this is that hot pink here, but this is a watercolor crayon, or chalk pastel that I have. So I think what I want to do, and I don't remember which day this was, but I'm going to put down just April, and I'll talk through some of the type stuff that I like to put when I'm writing words in my journal, and it's a lot of it just is basic typesetting kind of things. So, and I'm not going to dip my pen all the way in like I have been doing. I am going to see, it's hard to see how deep it is because it's, oh, there we go. Okay. Let me practice with the flow a little bit though. Yeah, I do like the scratchy sound. And I ordered some inks to play with, just like regular inks. I do have this one bottle of India ink, this Bombay brown. um, but it's really stuck. I have to go work on that for a little bit. I don't know what it's going to take. Probably just running it underwater might do it. I don't know. So, but I was down the rabbit hole of inks as a possibility, and oh my goodness, they have, yeah, there's some really interesting inks in there. All right, I think we got this. I say that. All right, wish me luck. All right, so I'm just going to write the date up here. And a lot of times, what I like to do is draw sans serif types and vary what is called the X height. And the X height being how big the main body of the letter form is. And then this is, and I also add the serifs. I like adding serifs. So I'm going to go upper and lower case. And I'm going to do a thick and a thin, like you would see in a Roman typeface. And I don't generally have a rule of thumb, except for it seems like the vertical lines are the ones that would always have the thickness. So I would just stick with that. Um, and I mean, you could, a lot of times what you can do is just pull out, a book or newspaper or something on your iPhone and just copy down what that typeface looks like. But for the most part, even if you're just creating your own, doing like a Roman style typeface, it's the vertical lines that are usually doubled up or thicker. So I'm gonna add little serifs. So for the curves, I try to just limit it to that vertical line. And then for this, I've been doing a 20 with the O's kind of small. Oh, there goes the big blobs. So again, with the vertical lines. And then I'm going to draw that line out further. Yay! So a lot of times what I also like to do when I do an underline, if I have an ascender that sticks down, then I'll draw around it instead of through it. I'm going to add a couple of dots on the end. Yay! All right, let's try something else. See, a part of me wants to draw. I mean, sometimes I like doing inspirational words, but then I I don't want it to feel like a motivational poster that you would see in the office break room. So I might just skip that. Hey, Jenny Lynn. Love the inks. I got my Lammy reissue of Dark Lilac. Oh, I bet that's nice. I was stuck in the diamine color for a while. Aurora Borealis. Oh, girl, I was just looking at that one last night. I keep trying to put something else in my pen, but I'm stuck on it. Nice. Yeah, girl, I get it because I was looking at that exact color. Yeah, the ink rabbit hole is real. It's so real. And what I did, I went through and found all my I have a here, I'll just show you guys. I have a collection. Or is it down here? Oh, I might have left it upstairs. I have a collection of fountain pens. And I might have showed you guys yesterday or the day before. Anyway, I have a collection of fountain pens. And I usually just use the cartridges. Like, oh, here's this. I have some of these cartridges. I usually just use the cartridges. But I realized there's so many way cooler inks. And so I found the what do you call it? The insert where you can use whatever inks you want in there in the pens. I found that and I ordered some small bottles of inks to try. And I was down that diamine rabbit hole myself. It was like, oh my goodness, cool, beautiful colors, and the labels are just amazing. So yeah, struggle's real. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. That's the only thing about these inks is that letting it dry. It takes a bit for some of that to dry. Well, I think this page, especially this like bubbly thing here. What's so interesting though about this acrylic ink is these little puddles that I had of ink. I mean, you can really see the acrylic-y, plasticky on that. So that's interesting. I'll be excited to like work with some. You see now this, I love this, and this wasn't done with a dip pen. This was done with just like a little, like probably a little Sharpie. I can't remember, but I love that kind of detailing, and I would love to be able to do that with a dip pen, but I get those globs, so I'll just have to practice it. See, now here's where I did typesetting in a way that can't be read because this page was in the open and it was at a time when somebody was reading my journals, so I made it to where it was hard to read, and it was just for me to process. So, but I think I'm going to switch to a page and just practice some typeface type stuff. Here, we'll do it on this page. Yay! There's so many gorgeous colors. I know, and I also went down that rabbit hole of those uh, the people who are using their fountain pens and with the with all the different samples of inks, and they do like, oh, let me do a whole spread of gray, and holy cow, those colors are just freaking amazing. I mean, it just absolutely gorgeous. The and I think I want to try one of those glass dip pens. I've seen some for relatively cheap, but anyway, the yeah, just amazing, and just the ones with the like halos. Oh, those are fantastic. But I'm again this morning. I got up and over coffee was just I was watching videos on people messing around with their inks. All right, I'm going to use this bright blue and write some stuff. If I can get this open. Wait. Oh, oi. All right, this is a Liquitex 316. Does it have a name? It does not. Oh wait. No. says it's transparent. Oh, here it is. Fa- That's too many consonants. Phthalocyanine cyanine blue. Okay. I'm sure I mispronounced the heck out of that. Okay. Yes, glass tip pens look really cool, right? Yeah, they look really cool. I was watching somebody use one to do their swatches, and it was just it fascinated me. It was just fascinating. I mean, I love these little nibs that I have here. I'm dipping this way too deep in there. I feel like I'm going to be wearing this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Let's try this again. We're going to just dip it down enough to be, there we go. So yeah, I also like to do type where you space it out. So what can I write? I can write spring. And for this, I tend to not do, serifs. And I also like to do, I should have planned this better, but here we'll do it this way. We'll also do summer. How about? I like to do like odd punctuation as a design element. I'll show you. See, this moleskin paper is not as scritchy. So a lot of times too, doing a bracket and then I can come back. And it's almost like my leaf shapes. And then I can also come back and do something like that. Yay! When I play with my dip pens, I end up covered in ink. I know, right? Same here. The glass, those one beautiful way they hold surprising. Yeah, I know. I was surprised, and I was surprised that it held ink because I almost it seems like the ink would just slide right off of that glass, but I guess not. Now, I'm not. See, some people can do those beautiful brush stroke letters, but I am with a pen, but I'm not. We'll try it. Let's try it. I think I do better with yeah, I see I'm not loving that. I don't write in cursive really overall. See, I'd much rather do that with a brush pen. And I don't have my good brush pen with me, but let me see what I got here. I've got a gazillion brushes. So even like this, I think I could get it better. Because at least with this, I can go. Yeah, this is not as good as I have that pen that's like a Japanese calligraphy pen. Oh yeah, this is terrible. Let me see if I practice. Let's see. We'll practice. Oop. Oh, that's not sticking together. That's not good. I want those fibers to come back together. I think it needs more ink is what it is. So I'm pushing wide on the downstroke and then thin. Whoops. And going up. And then wide coming down. That's better. And coming up. And coming up. See, but I'd much rather hear the nice scritchy sound. I tell you, I have these brushes. I'll show you these in a minute. Meh. Okay, let me put that in the ink. I've got these. I don't know where I got these. I want to say I got these probably off of Amazon somewhere. And they've got this piston action, and you fill this up with either ink or water. But you can kind of see where they were like very cheaply shaped and made. I do believe this is some kind of animal for hair. And I think, and they came in a set of like, I think it was just 5. And there's different, but I mean, even already there's like hairs coming loose. But you could put either water or ink in these. But with like this type of pen with the water pen, I mean it's really easy because to get the water out, you kind of just squeeze this barrel and water will go into your tip. But these you have to stop and twist the little piston thing. See, it got stuck up there. To get the water or the ink to come out. And also I can tell that this tip, without the glue, it looks like it wouldn't really stay really sharp. But I bet it does if let me wet it a bit because it's kind of dry and crispy. So, and I've been kind of afraid to like load it up with ink. See, I'm not getting it coming back together. No, that's not bad. You kind of have to twist it a little bit. But even that's not great. You see, I much rather, let me throw that in the water. I much rather this brush. This is like my tried and true. Oop. I love this one. This is the hair's finer, and so it's easier to get it to come back together. Or maybe not. Yeah, it kind of goes down. Okay. Oh, I love this brush. All right, enough of that. Let's. Well, this is drying. Dries really fast. I wonder. This ink is definitely different than this one, so I'm wondering. That's interesting. So this is the Liquitex acrylic ink. Let me try a different, because this seemed to dry way faster than the other stuff I'd been using. Like, let's see, let's go with a different blue. Hold on. Actually, this comes in that gray. Where's my gray? This must be it. Is this a gray? No. Yeah, this is it. Okay. This is muted gray. All right. And I've got, oh, ouch, 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 ouch. The Pixton Action fillers are in my fountain pen. The piston action on the brush would be cool to dry. Yeah, I know. I think so too. I'm hesitant about this quality, but I've got a Pentel pen that takes the cartridges, the little I don't have it down here with me. It takes the little Pentel cartridges, and it's a brush pen. It's like a black inking brush pen, and I believe it's from Japan. I believe it's for calligraphy. Um, and I've seen like Japanese fountain pens with the piston, but it's the brush instead of a nib. So I definitely want to try that. Um, because I love that the I love the brush pen that I have, the Pentel brush pen. It didn't come with it comes with cartridges, and you have to buy the cartridges. But it doesn't have like a refillable doohickey. That's the technical term. All right, so I'm going to play with this gray, but I also want to try, because it seems, like I said, this isn't gray, but this is that other brand. This is uh, dollar Roni, dollar Roni. Okay, and this ink comes in a bazillion colors, and I see it. I think I see it at Michael's. Look, the acrylic is bleeding through this thick moleskin paper. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. So let me test. Let's see. I'm going to test this ink because it seems like I was primarily using um, this brand last night, and it took for freaking ever for it to dry. And then when it did dry, it was so. I mean, it's shiny. It's like little drops. It's like a little clump of acrylic ink, because that's what it is. It's acrylic. It's artist acrylic ink. So I thought, let me test this, because this other stuff, this Liquitex, is drying way faster, which I kind of like. So I wanted to test them side by side for, again, the vertical lines are thick. All right. This is a test. For one of those. Liquitex. I like Liquitex and Winsor Newton. Yeah, I definitely want to try some Winsor Newton inks. Yeah, and the Liquitex, I'm liking those because it seems like they're. I mean, this stuff feels like it's more like watered down acrylic, which is probably exactly what it is. And I guess technically this other stuff is too, but it's not. I mean, this is drying down more vinily, if that makes any sense. The I want to know what FW stands for. What does that stand for? I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm not going to venture to guess. Okay, let me put this clamp on here. So I'm going to try the put the lid on and try this gray, which actually looks purple, but it says it's gray. But this seems to dry a lot faster. Look out for one of. You know, I think Jenny, I'll put a link to the Pentel pen that I used the other day. Somebody else had asked about it, and I found a link of it for it on Amazon. Now the one I have is pink, but the one I found was not. But it's the same pen. It's just a different color barrel. And I've actually seen them at Cheap Joe's Art Supply in Asheville before. And and it's usually by like the Micron pens. And I want to say that I've seen them at Jerry's Artorama. Yeah, this is dry. Look, this is already dry, but it dries flat, so it's not as. Yeah, I'm loving this Liquitex. I'm liking it more than this ink. Now, this ink, I love painting with it. To be perfectly honest, but this ink, when it comes to like this type of stuff, writing with it, or if I had to do like a finer drawing with a dip pen, then I feel like I would tend towards this Liquitex as opposed to um, this other brand, this Daler Dollar Rooney. I'm probably slaying that name. Um, but I've seen these in so many places. I mean, if I'm gonna see liquid ink, 9 times out of 10 in the places that I've gone to, it's been this stuff instead of the Liquitex. And then they have, is it Doc Martens? Um, ink by the calligraphy stuff, I guess. I've seen that. And probably some other brand, probably Pelican. I don't know. I'm not. I generally have not been looking for bottles of ink. Because for the longest time I was just doing cartridges, and then, like I said, just recently, and then I've been like wanting to break out the dip pens. So I didn't think this was going to be like a review on inks. I thought sure I was going to be talking more about just typesetting. Yeah, this is already dry. This still has some wet spots in the corner and this big glob on the S. So that's interesting. This is also, I mean, it said it was muted gray. So it's looking like a muted gray. But in the bottle, it looks purple. This looks almost like a dark gray, but in the bottle, it's actually a navy. It's indigo is what it says. So, and I'm really not seeing blue on that at all. So, thank you. The link would be great. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, I'll definitely post that. So, that's interesting. Let me try it in the. I've got some other great colors in this, and a couple of these I bought, but I tell you, wait, do I have two of these? Yes, I have duplicates. Okay, here's what probably happened: is I bought one, and then I go to the thrift store that has art supplies, and a lot of times I'm able to get other inks, other stuff like that. I know I got some of these and the spray inks. I've got the bottles of spray ink. I found some at the thrift store. All right, I'm gonna try this pink, which I have two bottles of. Yeah, even that Jenny Lynn, even that Pentel brush pen, I love just because it's so handy just to keep it in your I keep it in my pencil case of like pencils that I carry around with me all the time if I have my book with me. Um, like a little, God, it's probably about this size, but it's not. It's not this one. So, all right, let's try this color. The only thing about these acrylic inks is that you're not getting the subtleties of like the shimmer. Oh my God, the shimmer! You guys have heard me talk about how I'm a magpie. And then also to this acrylic ink, I'm not getting any kind of like really cool variations. I think usually they do some kind of test where they put a drop on it and smear it around. Um, yeah, but watching those ink tests, I watched a gray one and a blue one and a green one and another black blue one. It was just fascinating watching them like throw some ink down on the page, smear it around, and then as it dried, the colors would just change. And let me also just say, I'm probably going to cover these pages up here because this is, playing with this is great, but I'll probably go back and it's amazing how dry that is. And let me see, is there any bleed through? None. You see, but here it did though a little bit where it was a little scritchy. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like this magenta color. So much that I have two bottles. Two bottles of that. I probably have that color in this brand too. No, I don't. I have this. Yeah. Anyway, but these are great to paint with. You put some blotches down and then blotch another color on it and watch it spread and do its thing, and then it kind of faster than watercolors and a little more solid. So like if I'm working on a wood panel, I mean watercolors is not your medium, but if you were going to go back over it in acrylic ink, then starting with acrylic paint, then starting with a fluid acrylic and then moving on to a heavier body and fleshing out the shapes and stuff that you find happening when you drop the ink on. It's just a really fun way to do some abstracts. Anyway, I haven't played with the ink though on a jelly plate. Now that probably could be really interesting. Let's see, I'll do UrbanGypZ. Yeah, I kind of like this Liquitex better. Winsor Newton, though. I'll have to go check that out. Yay, let's try inks on the jelly plate. Oh, I bet. I bet it is. I get so absorbed in ink test videos. Dark lilac has hints of metallic green. Oh my god, I bet that's gorgeous. If you puddle it or make heavy lines, it dries as the green. It's complete witchcraft. Oh, girl, I bet. It's just like, yeah, I like the color shifting ones for sure. And I like the ones where they show it and it's like this insane halo. The grays that I don't even remember who it was that was doing the demos, but she had all these grays and they were going down like with shimmers of purple and teal and just amazing. I mean, they were just all so gorgeous. So yeah, that was a rabbit hole. You see, I probably should have done that line as the. Oh well. I like doing Z's. Z. Yay! Right on. Yeah, I I can see that inks. Well, and it just makes sense. I mean, art journaling, inking, and I'm starting to wanting to get back to doing some writing in those little, pockets with the cards and folded letters that I put in to do some actual journaling. So I'm playing with that. We'll see what happens. I think the stuff is coming this week that I got, and if that's the case, then I will be playing with that in one of these sessions. All right, I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you guys again for joining me. I will be back here over coffee tomorrow. So I'll probably be back in just a few more hours. So, all right, this was fun. I'll have to go contemplate inks and check out what Winsor Newton has to offer. And I'm going to put that link in the comments, Jenny Lynn, as soon as I sign off. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys later.